Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I'm going to be making some more napkin cards, and this video is actually going to span 2 days, simply because I ran out of time for today, and I need to let these dry. But I wanted to show you, I have some napkins. I'm going to make a card for my nephew with this one, Baby Yoda. I think I got these at Walmart. And then this napkin, one end of it has this glorious metallic sheen to it. Now the other 3 sides are pretty, but they don't have the metallic. So I want to try to do something with that one. And I got this one from Amazon. And then this beautiful butterfly napkin is just gorgeous. And I think I can get several cards out of this one. So we need to start by putting these aside. And the first thing I'm going to do right now is I just have this tub of Mod Podge. This is gloss luster. You can use any kind of Mod Podge you want. And I'm going to open that up. And the first step is just taking, I have 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 because I can cut these down, but I wanted to start with the larger size. And I'm just going to dip a sponge brush into the Mod Podge and just give this a light coating. Make each one of these a light coating. So at the end of this process, and as I said, this video may take a day or 2. I'm starting it on Monday. Now, if I have time later in the day, I'll come back down and actually possibly finish this for you. But I had met a couple ladies at the scrapbooking convention I went to in April, and I was talking to them about how I made napkin cards, and I have one other video showing the process, but I wanted to do it again. And it's okay if these curl up. I just need to let them dry. And this is all you need to put on it, is one nice thin coat of Mod Podge. Then when this is dry, that's when the magic happens. I cut 6. Because I want to try and get 6 cards done. One for my nephew, and the rest I'm going to do for a scrapbooking show. A craft show that I'm doing on Saturday of this coming weekend. And my one great nephew just loves Baby Yoda, so when I saw that napkin, I thought, oh, that's the card I'm going to make for him for his birthday. And then I thought, well, why not make some more cards online so people can see my process and how easy it is to use beautiful napkins to make some gorgeous cards. There are lots of other videos out there. Some people put a coat of Mod Podge on top of the napkin when they're done. I don't. You don't really need that with this process. Okay. I'll just set that aside to let these dry. Put the lid back on. And then I will go over and wash out my brush. And then I'll wrap this with a little bit of saran wrap so it'll stay in case I want to do some more cards later. That's it for the start of this episode. See you soon. I am back. I let these go for 24 hours. Normally, you only have to let them sit for about an hour until they are dry. I had some other things to do, so I let them dry overnight. And as you can see, some of them do have a little curl to them. And that's okay, because that's going to get taken care of here in just a moment. But I want to get out my napkins and start cutting them down to size. So this one is going to be a little taller So I'm just going to cut this one out and go a little taller. And I'm not worried about this crease in the napkin or the fold because I'm going to cut these down to a smaller size. But let's cut out the ones I want to use. Oh, that was my little Cricut mini press is telling me it's ready. So I want to use one. If you were making a smaller card, only 1 square of these napkins would be needed. I'm going to do a couple of these. So let's do, well, they're all about the same. So let's go up a little bit on this one and cut it the same. So there's 3. Gonna do Grew here for my nephew. And I know he's gonna be taller. But I'm gonna cut this just exactly because I don't want the white on here. Because this says I will be trimming these panels down. That's 4. I did pick out a Santa. I want to do one in Santa. I thought this was a beautiful napkin. All right, the same, just a little bit up on each one. So if you're doing 5x7 cards, if you don't do the 5x7 panel, yeah, this was 5x7. Oh, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So if you did the 4.5 by 6.5, that would fit this perfectly. But since I want to trim down, I'm going a little bit taller than each square. And that's 5, so 1 of the butterflies. I don't know what the printing on here is. I don't know if that's Russian, upside down and backwards, if it's just, because some of this is in English, some of it is not. Let's see, where do I want my panel to be? Pardon me. I think this one right up here is what I'm going to use. All right. Now the next part only entails peeling the layers off your napkin. And you need to get it down to 1 ply. Now this napkin was only 2 plies. I think Grew probably will be 2 or 3 plies. And I found just wetting my finger just a smidgen. You can use glue, just something to dampen your finger. You don't want to get it too wet because then the napkin will start to dissolve. As that's the purpose of napkins, they're to absorb water. I'm just wetting my fingertip on a little sponge I have here off to the side. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, he feels like he has more plies. A thicker napkin, if you will. Maybe not. It is, the plies are thicker, but he was still only a 2-ply napkin. I save these for cleaning up in the craft room or for other projects. Okay, so I am going to pick up my wax paper and I will use this piece again. I'm a little thrifty. That glue is dry. Now, I am just going to, oh, I need my piece of parchment paper. That's over here. Let me get that really quick, and I need to turn this one light on. Okay, parchment paper, I just saw you. Okay, I just used a piece of, this is Reynolds Kitchen Wrap. It's parchment paper. We'll start with Gru. You just put him down, and I'm going to center him as best I can. That looks pretty good, because I want to get that Millennium Falcon. I think that's a Millennium Falcon in there. So all you do, get this straight on your card. And you know what? I'm going to use just a little piece of washi tape here just to hold this down. Just right there. Put my parchment paper over top and my little Cricut mini press. It says it's ready. I have it on the highest heat setting, and I'm just going to go over this gently. You can do this right on your glass mat. It won't harm your glass mat. The purpose of the iron is to melt the Mod Podge again, which then absorbs into the napkin. And it does it fairly quickly, so you don't have to iron for a very long time. That should do it. Now the way to test, and you can see you got a little steam on your glass mat, is just check the corners. If it doesn't come up, then that card is done. And you can just tear off. I use this is a Diamond Cosmetics. I got this at Dollar Tree or Walmart, one of the two. And just do that to your edges. I will just do this to one edge so you can see it on camera. All right, and that one's done for now until I cut that down, so we'll just set that up there. All right, on to the next one. I want to see how this metal looks. That is just so beautiful. And I kind of want to get that so most of the gold is centered. And we'll just lay down our parchment again. Beat with our iron. And that one's done. So we'll set that aside. And that came out beautiful. Imagine if I would have, oh, I might have to try that later. Black cardstock underneath that. That might have looked like a galaxy. Okay, I think that's where I want it. You can use any iron. It doesn't have to be the Cricut Mini Press. Any iron that you have, as long as you do not use steam or water. Oh, these are gonna be so pretty. These are very easy to do and makes for some gorgeous cards. I want to get more pink on this one. Oops. Yep, perfect. And now 2 more to go. One will be our Santa. And I think I want to get the cardinal in there as much as I can. And since I want Santa to be straight, kind of like I did Grogu, I'm going to put a little piece of washi tape in the corner. Well, if I can find the edge of my washi tape, there it is. I keep a roll of washi tape over here that's in a color or a pattern that I wouldn't really use for anything else. I use it for things like this. Just little tack down pieces. Yep, that folded over, and it's already stuck, as you can see. So I'll have to make this panel a little smaller, which will be a-okay. I should have taped both corners, but I did not. That won't, yeah, that'll be fine. All right, and our last one. I kind of like how it looks like an old newspaper, but with colorful butterflies. Pardon me, it's a little dry. Once I get this one down, I'll pause the camera again so that I can get these edges taken off. I'll get some Kool-Aid to drink. And I want to print out a saying on my computer for Grogu. Something that Yoda would say, you know, how he talks in reverse, not really reverse. But I don't have any sentiment, so I'm going to print it out on my computer and try and foil it for on that card. I think it would look beautiful. So I will do that while I'm off camera, but for you it will just be a few moments in time. Other than the camera pause, you won't know that I was gone. Now, just turn that off since we're done with it. Oh, that's pretty. All right, I will be back shortly. Well, camera won't turn off. Hello, camera. I thought I would show you this a card at a time. Otherwise, this video is going to be a very long time. This is card number 1. I use the, I've written down my notes here so I know what I'm talking about. I use the Waffle Flower 5x7 lacy layers to cut out the center and this piece of the napkin. And the foliage is from Spellbinders typing class. And all I added was a combination. This is a paper flower on the bottom, and then I had a few leaves of a fabric flower up here. And then I added a gold gem in the center. And that's all this card needs. It doesn't need any extra bling. I love how that napkin turned out. And now for my second card, I'll be using this napkin. Let me get going on that, and I'll be back. Okay, cards number 2 and number 3. They're pretty much identical except for some coloring. I used on this one a pink 5x7 card, and on this one I used a pale purple 5x7 card. I cut the white at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then I just put the napkin piece, and I used the Waffle Flower A7 master set to cut the napkin down to size. And then I added some Icicle Stickles. I chose this color because it has a little bit of a purpley blue, yellow, green sheen to it. And I thought it went nicely with the colors of the flowers. I added just a little tiny bit. I'm trying to see if I can get you this on the smaller flowers, and then I covered the larger flowers. And then I had a happy birthday sentiment. I believe I got this from Amazon. I cut that out in this one is a bright mirror cardstock. And for card number 3, I used a little bit of a, this also looks like a bright mirror, but it's not as shiny as the previous cardstock. And the exact same thing, only on a purple border, and a little bit different placement of the flowers on the napkin. And I love how the Icicle Stickles brings out the green and the gold in that flower. All right, that's card number 3. I will be going now on to card number 4, and then we'll be back. Okay, card number 4. Just a simple Christmas card, and I use Stickles again on this. Try and get it so you can see it here, to make Santa's fur on his hat, his cuffs, and down the trim on his coat sparkle. I used Stickles in the color Diamond for that one. Just a simple card. I didn't think until I was done that I should have had my Cricut cut out the word believe, because I think that would have looked nicer. But for this, I just used the Waffle Flower 5x7 lacy layers to cut out the background and then the napkin. And I will be going on to card number 4, which is my Grogu Baby Yoda card. I'm going to go upstairs and have my printer print out the word for the birthday card. And then I will come back with that one put together, and then I will save the last card, card number 6, to put together on camera. See you soon. Okay, little change of plan. I did what was going to be card number 6. It's now card number 5. I did this offline because I decided to do Grogu or Baby Yoda on camera. I used the Waffle Flower Lacy 7 layouts for this, and I put a kind of an orangish yellow patterned cardstock behind this, and I turned it upside down. The words run this way, but the flowers and the butterfly go this way, and I think it looks better to my eye. And then I added the Stickles diamonds to the butterflies, and I did a little bit of the Stickles Sandstone into the centers of the blue flowers. And then this thank you is a Spellbinders die. I want to say it's a Shapeabilities Phrase 2. I cut it in black cardstock, and then I took Perfect Pearls in the color Perfect Copper and went over the top of that, and then just spritzed it a little bit of water. So you've got kind of a vintagey vibe, coppery black feel to that. So that's card number 5. Card number 6 is Grogu for my nephew. And I have chosen a green cardstock, 10 inches by 7 inches, scored at the 5-inch mark, fold it and crease it with a bone folder. And then I have a piece of a gold mirror cardstock. This is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And we're gonna put this down first. And sorry if the lights seem to be flickering. When I have my Minc machine on, it tends to make this light over my desk flicker a little bit. They just don't get along well electronic wise. And then I used the Waffle Flower A7 Master Set to cut out this black, it's not really glitter, but it looks glittery, cardstock. It's just a little narrower or a little wider than the napkin paper, which I also cut out of the master layouts. Because I just want a narrow border, but I wanted to get all of these colors in here. And this little guy is just so cute. And he will go on right there like that. Now I am going to bling him up, but I'm going to set him aside for a moment because we need to get our foiling going. And where did I put my, oh, here it is. Just going to put my acrylic stamping block on it. Now for the foiling, upstairs, I printed out 2 sentiments in different fonts. Same sentiment, different fonts. Your birthday it is, and your birthday it is. And I've picked out, I have some Heidi Swapp Minc heat foils. And I've picked out gold. And then this, I think I can cut this a little smaller. This is mint. So I wanted to do one in mint and one in gold to see which one I like better. And I don't have a carrier sheet. Mine didn't come with it, and the seller didn't get back to me. So I just used foil paper, plain old printer paper. I'll move my Minc over here so you can see. And I have it set on 3. And I'm just going to run this through. And I have another piece of paper to get the second one going to. You could put them in at the same time, but I am not very graceful, so I want to do them separately. And then as soon as these are through, I will turn off the Minc, which should stop the lights from flickering. I have a feeling this video is going to be a little longer than my normal videos, but I hope you can see that you can get all these wonderful napkins and make beautiful cards with them. Imagine if you went to maybe a couple's wedding and they had some pretty napkins on their reception table. You could take one of their napkins and turn it into an anniversary card for them for the next year using their napkin. All right, I'm just going to let this cool down. In fact, it's fairly cool right now. Now, I just have, I have an HP printer, which does not do 100% perfect foiling, but it does very well. I have a little bit of overfoiling here, and this will just come right off with a sand eraser. That looks pretty good. I don't think I like the height of it, but I do like the gold foil. Okay, now I'll turn that off. Set that off to the side, and the light should stop flickering. Let this cool while I pick up the rubber stamps that were on my desk that fell on the floor. Still in the midst of organizing. And this is fairly cool. And I didn't dusty or anything like that. And this is a hammer mill printer on my laser printer. And that's the mint. And let's see what I like better here. Okay, that's the mint. And that's the gold. I think I like the mint better. I'm going to trim it up just a little bit here. I'll get out my paper trimmer. Just want to have a nice even edge. I'll move that up just a hair. And do the bottom. course, I'm going to do that to this one also. Maybe it's the size on the gold that has off-put me a little bit. So we'll trim it down a little and see if that makes a difference. I went with gold because there's also gold in the card, but then the mint is pretty because it's another shade of green, and there's 3 shades of green in this card. So let's see. This is the mint, and this is the gold. I still like the mint. We're going to go with the mint. And I'm going to just cut a couple pieces, and I'm going to use my carrier sheet here, and just cut a couple pieces of paper. I'm sorry, Pumpkin, I just let you out of the basement. You don't need to come back in right now. And I'm just going to glue these to the back just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then we're going to bling up Baby Yoda, or Grogu as his name is. Don't know how to spell that, but my youngest cat can be very vociferous. And as you can probably hear, he's knocking on the door with his paws right now. But he can wait. He just left here, as a matter of fact. All right, now I'm going to take, I have a, the tip fell off my Stickles brush. Oh, no. Well, I'm missing the tip on my Stickles brush, so let me see if I have another brush here that will work. Yeah, I think this little short stubby one. I'll have to find that and glue it back on because I don't wash my Stickles brush. I leave it so that it gets firm so you can just daub it. We're going to make his eyes glow. And I'm going to put a few little dots in the background. Pumpkin, please stop. And I think he needs a few highlights here and there. Maybe I'll put some on this, it's not the Millennium Falcon. It's some sort of space vehicle back here. We'll make this look like it's, give that a little. And then maybe a little bit on the edge of his coat. And a little bit on his ears. Not a lot, just a smidge. Now, I think it does need a few little other elements here. It's missing something. Okay, what if I take a silver gel pen? Let's see if this works. Okay, and I'm just going to do some highlights here on this spacecraft. And I'm going to go around to this sentiment to make it look stitched. All right, and does need a little bit more bling in there. Maybe I just need to do some more of the Stickles in the sky to make it look like stars. And let's try this Twinkle Stickles. I'm going to put a little bit here on my desk to see what color it is. It has like a blue undertone. So let's just try a little bit of that in the sky. I guess technically it's a sky, but it's outer space. Okay, now when that's wet right now, but when it dries, it'll dry clearer. I think that's it. I'm going to stop here. I'll clean up the Stickles here before I put my fingers in it. Okay, that's it for today. We made 6 cards. Well, I made 6 cards. That was card number 6. Look at those eyes just sparkle. Card number 4 is just a simple Christmas card with the sparkles on Santa's beard. Card number 5 was the butterfly. I think this is one of my more favorite cards. Card number 3. It's mate card number 2. And card number 1. All made with dinner or luncheon napkins. So get those napkins when you see them. Make something pretty. Enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.